Dude, we're getting sick views lately, you guys, except like sometimes when I disappear. But I wasn't gone for that long. I didn't think I'd be gone for that long. I wasn't able to record videos beforehand. I tried, and then we had some bad footage, some lame footage, some boring footage, and then I was like, oh, it's only gonna be like 3 days because I don't do the weekends anyway anymore. So I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. I also wasn't sure that I'd be gone. What do I want to play? I think that this Bant deck's terrible, but I think that was before we got stuff for it. I think I just put this together for the shits and the gigs. So maybe we'll, move some stuff around. Maybe we'll just sit at this loading screen for 24 hours. Anyway, you guys, what's up? I was gone, kind of a surprise trip. Took hold of me, took hold of my life, and I actually might be moving. So, well, I am moving actually. To a whirlwind fucking romance. I'm gonna be moving, so we might have some dead air towards the middle of next month because I'm moving several states away. So I went out, took care of some things over at the new homestead, did some stuff, and ended up coming back, and I didn't think I'd be gone for as long as I was, first of all, and I don't do videos on Saturday and Sunday, so I thought we'd be okay, but I was wrong. Yeah, we ended up staying a little bit longer than I thought to kind of figure everything out, and all that good stuff. This deck kind of sucks dick. We got white, blue, and green, right? Did they like give us anything for that? Am I insane? I feel like white, blue. Oh, I have all the white, blue, and green in. Yes, because they give us some of the best cards. I love Sigil, so that explains why that's in here. Pop. I'm gonna say I don't need those now because we have mana fixing that's better than it was before. Boom. 19 lands, so what was I at 20 something before? We don't have better mana fixing than before. I don't know why I'm pretending that that's the case. Put those in there. That seems fine. 21 lands. I'd rather have a bit more. What do we skew towards early? Guts willing. We skew white early and then immediately green, so pop this in, so we'll go back to exactly where we were. 23 makes me feel pretty good. Pretty good removal suite just right there with that. We could do with an extra couple Pelika Worms. It's never gonna hurt. It's hard to it's really the problem that I have with a lot of these decks is there's so many cool things you can do. That you kind of lose focus on what you should be doing, because you really do need to just have a thing. Crater Roof's in here just because he's good, but it might not be an actually good idea. Oh, the Double Strike Trample. Oh, is that what I was doing in this deck? Double Strike Trample? Must have been. None of these cards really gel well together. It's Exalted early game to get us to the mid and late game where we can do some stuff, though. That seems obvious. Quicken was in here for other stuff, so we can pop out Quicken. Blue has some things that it can do here for sure. I want to thank all you guys watching the channel, though, because there's been a lot of activity, a lot of views, so I really appreciate that. We're becoming pretty popular. It's pretty neat, we're trying to do our thing. I also think the nice little rest was not needed, but was appreciated by me. This time of year, I always get a little antsy because you've kind of done everything, and they did a good job of kind of spacing things out for us so that we had some more exciting things to do. So like, do we do this and then just kind of lean more into the Crater Hoof with having stuff to do? I mean, we don't have Angel that grants Exalted to everybody, right? That's not in this format. It was in the last one. I do really like Skymark Rock, just because it's funny. It's not really a card that does well. It does get rid of tokens and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. I mean, we might pop that in just to have things to do. We have such a strong early game that this might actually be a good idea. We have that double white first, so I'm going to skew just a little bit more. Trusting the math I did before pretty completely. I'm not really going to question that. I don't like Time Warp because it's Time Warp, but in this deck actually might work. Let's go ahead and save and see what we can do with this. So yeah, I apologize for being gone. Really appreciate it when you guys share the videos, like the videos. Obviously, people are doing it, and it's helping us. But like I was saying, this is the time of year where it's just kind of boring. You're just kind of waiting for the new one to come out, waiting for new stuff to come out as far as the game is concerned. And, you know, it's not even, you know, super close, which is depressing. But it's this time of year that you wish that the online components of the previous games were a little bit more active, because we would definitely be jumping into there doing some of the fun stuff that used to be around, because I really do miss that stuff, because I kind of miss the way that the game used to be set up. Like, I like being able to make my own decks. I like that the next game that's going to come out is going to be even more of that, like even better. Oh shit, I didn't even see Craterhoof in there. This is not great. But we have a lot of card draw, so we'll see what we can do. We do have a lot of little guys. We have some exalted shit to play around with. This isn't the worst. We have a pretty robust, pretty impressive amount of lands that come out awake as well, so I think that's definitely something to bear in mind. Holy shit, I guess that was my upstairs neighbor. That was really loud. That's crazy. Got some Golgari colors sitting across from us. Black and green is the shorthand for that. We said Bant or Bant is our colors. That, of course, is going to be blue, white, and green. So we have a little bit of graveyard interaction I think we can expect from our opponent. We got very strong 3-drop here. It's a 3/4, which is amazing for 3. But then you add on the lifelink, which I don't care about lifelink generally at all, but that's a gorgeous, gorgeous man to have out there with the 3/4. Fortunately, we do have the Death Toucher there. We have some removal effects going on here with the Sadis and stuff. We're going to take one more damage. That was a really weird attack. I'm almost positive that they have removal and or another one of these to play. Otherwise, that was just a really bad play. And you have the second Phyrex chosen, so. Now, that is a great draw for us. Unfortunately, we don't have any awake lands, which is a bummer, but there's nothing we could have done about that. So we will have to wait. We do have the potential to gain a lot of life. We have Rafik of the Mini, which is a fantastic card. The Double Strike is going to be the thing that really helps us out there, because it's going to allow us to murder. He just gains some life, or basic land cycled. So the thing that's going to be neat about this, he has... Ooh. He does have some stuff that could be bad. But the Death Touchers are going to succumb to the first strike of the Double Strike. And because Double Strike breaks up into a first strike and then a secondary strike after that original one, of course, that's how Double Strike reads and plays. And now I'm just very distracted by... Okay. Alright, so we drew a land. It looks like this guy only has 1 green out, so we're going to go ahead and drop this. And you're going to see how the interaction plays. He actually can't block us favorably anymore because the Death Toucher has to deal damage to us. The first strike, of course, will kill the Death Toucher before that is able to happen. We have a chance to gain 8 life here. Well, we're most likely going to gain 8 life here. Personally, I would have blocked with the 3/3 if I was him. I think that was the wrong play. I think he wasn't aware that Double Strike did first strike. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. We had nothing else to punch, so we didn't gain more life because we don't have the trample. So we didn't have any more damage to deal, so we just did the 4 damage and then just kind of sat. And then we also have the Exalted, of course, which did give this guy +1/+1. It is possible they thought the Death Toucher would work there, because I don't know why you wouldn't just throw the 3/3 at this guy and get a bunch of chump blockers for a while. Seems like a much more creative or much more advantageous use of this guy's time right now. So kind of right now we're just sitting around waiting. I'm going to Angelic Edict the 3/3 so that we don't have to worry about him shitting out any guys at all. That's gone. We don't have to worry about guys. We're going to do the same thing. I want to keep my 3/3 back. I don't really want him to get surprised with any kind of damage or anything. This guy's going to take 1, make that a 2/2. It's going to take a couple turns for that guy to be able to kill Rafik, which is going to be the target. Hopefully when that happens, we're able to do it in such a way that we can Sigil's Blessing, give him +1/+1, make our attacker even bigger would be really nice as well. Past turn, we're in great position, especially with the Crater Hoof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 7, 8 that we need. This is a real bummer because Rafik is about to eat shit. Crater Hoof only gives +2. That is fatal. We do have Crater Hoof on fatal. We are at 29, so we can chill out for a little while. This guy does have to sack out a creature because he only has 1 in the yard. So we're in a bit of a dicey situation, but we have the capacity to come back from it. 4, 5, 6. Want to put this down so we have the Awake for the Crater Hoof. He's, of course, going to give just +2, but it's really the Trample that I'm looking forward to there. The attack here is a mistake because if I Sigil, this guy just kills the 5/6. The 5/6 is going to get rid of one of these guys anyway, and I'd rather have that happen because if I'm wrong, this guy already displayed that he has instant speed regen. We're just getting rid of a guy who's going to kill a guy right now anyway, so we're going to let him play. And he's going to go ahead and sack out himself. See, so the Sigil's Blessing would have been a waste. All that would have changed is we would have gained a little bit of life, and I don't care about that. We would have gained 6 life and used a Sigil's Blessing, which might be able to get us out of a hole if Crater Hoof's not able to win this for us, which he most likely will not. See, Skymark Rock is actually not that bad of a card to have right now. Crater Hoof or Rock's Warmonk is going to die here because of the Death Toucher, but it's just kind of the way things are. I mean, that is lethal. There has to be blocks here. So we're going to go ahead and just try and press and see what we can do. That's not good because I'm probably going to get a text message up here because I didn't shut that off. I can do it now. Do not disturb is on. Perfect. Rescue's happening. That's not the best. That was the worst idea I've ever seen in my entire life. He could have had 1 life left, but when it's trample. So we saw a couple of things, unfortunately, from that guy. It was a good game, but we saw a couple of misplays that might indicate a new player. The first strike interaction, first strike of the double strike we saw, which hopefully I explained a little bit. Double strike takes place on both of those attack. I'm not having very rich hands, but they're giving me domain. Why don't I go first? Is this really only good if I go first? And then, of course, if a trample is coming at you and you sack out a guy that's blocking, you actually lose the damage that would have been absorbed. So he took the full 7 there and actually murdered himself in the process by sacking that guy out. So that was unfortunate for him. So at least we get to play this guy. He is a 3/3 attacking. He does have first strike. He's good for defense and offense. He's actually a pretty good card just to have. There aren't a lot of people that play him, which is kind of surprising because he works pretty well in any deck. You know, with the tricolors and things, since we have so many lands, you don't have to worry about the fact that he is 2 sunny side ups right there. That's not that big of a deal. We're going to hold off on playing a land until second main like we should, like we're supposed to. Do you have a chance to do 3 damage here? Do you have the Sigil's Blessing? I really like Sigil's Blessing. I think we could lean a little bit harder into you know, getting more dudes out, more small dudes out. But we have, I think we have all 4 copies of the card draw guy. We have, I think, all 4 copies of the other Exalted guy. So, you know, that's really where Sigil shines. But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. A lot of people playing Farrakis. Farrakis also is a pretty standard card to be played, especially in that setup. We're going to start taking a lot of damage here. No, we're not. We're going to be a little bit confused by what's going on. So we have a double block potential here. In which case, I would Sigils, actually, because we have the 4-pack in here. I can go ahead and use one. Because I don't have any other threats at all. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and pause this in Sigils. Yeah, I wish I had a little something else to make this a little bit better. Because if I was attacking with some 1/1s or something, that'd be a little bit better. But we don't have anything in our hand. And we just tidied up the, 4 damage. So, I like that. We are going to get this Edict eventually. And now he can't double block us unless he was to play another Farrakis Chosen. But we're just eating up a lot of time in his hand because I have Pelika Worm. The fact that I have Pelika Worm really just means that I have to hit 7 mana. It was a little reckless to throw away the Sigils because I don't have anything else in my hand. But I have targeted removal. So I can take care of anything really scary that comes out of his hand. And I have those Pelika Worms, which is really where the majority of the pain is going to come from in our hand. And we just drew the last land that we needed to actually play those Pelika Worms successfully. So in 2 more turns, we will have Pelika Worm out. And I feel really good about that. We're going to gain the 7. We're going to do the stuff. If he plays something in the interim, we're able to take it with Angelic Edict. But if we had lost the 3/3 to that double block, it would have been terrible for us. So that was absolutely the right play. Now this is a bummer. But we did kill those guys earlier. So again, we're not going to take a ton of damage here that we can't deal with. The great thing about this guy here is that when he murders this Pelika Worm, that's unfortunate. If he doesn't take the Angelic Edict, though, we just get the Angelic Edict. So, probably a Pelika Worm, though, even so. Just my guess from what this guy's going to do. We might be wrong. Either way, it doesn't really matter what he takes. Because either the Angelic Edict, which I don't care, because I have both Pelika Worms still, or 1 Pelika Worm, and I have the choice of playing the other Pelika Worm or getting the Angelic Edict, because I could have used the Angelic Edict on it, so that was pretty much the only play he had if he wanted to keep that 1/1 relevant. So now he realizes that he has to apply the pressure here, so he's going to go ahead and do so. We're drawing a lot of lands and not a lot of the card draw that we had, but luckily we are 1 mana away from enacting Project Pelika Worm, and that'll come on out and really help us out here. It's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. So the reason we did that is because he cannot possibly have another Mind Rot. I have 1 mana and a Pelika Worm. It's a 7/7. I gain 7 life. It's got trample, and when it dies, I get to draw a card. There's really no other reason for it. But there you go. As a Pelika Worm, I'm back to 19. It is a massive dude. He might have removal for it. I would be shocked if he doesn't, actually, since he is running Ulcerate and things like that. But he is trapped at 4 mana. I really need to draw some card draw. I really need to find something here to help me out. Flesh to dust my guy. Expected that. Do get to draw a card off this, though. I'm not super happy with the amount of mana that we're... There's not really anything I can draw that's going to help me. I'm too far down. Like I can get another Pelika Worm, but it doesn't matter. Just the fact that I have so much mana. That'll work. That might stop me from getting hit altogether, except he probably kills it. Didn't kill it though, had 5 mana up. It's just a nice mono black removal pile. It's just, you know, we did make a couple decisions, but I don't know how differently this would have gone. I mean, we just didn't draw much except for lands. You know, we're not a pile that we can take lands out because we have the Pelika Worms. We have to just dry drop them. We don't have advantage there. We didn't put in the land ramp, so we do really have to rely on that kind of stuff. It's just really depressing. We are going to put some seances in here, though, because we don't have anything else that interacts with the graveyard, and I think that'll work really well. I am, actually. Thank you for... it's a nice mono black removal pile. And nothing too surprising with why and how we lost on there. Really depressing, though. A lot of lands. We did make a couple of decisions. You know, at this point, I can't think of any way that those led to our defeat. You know, sitting here thinking about it, I can't think of too many other choices we could have made that would have helped us out of that. I don't like Time Warp, and I would rather put Seance in, and I guess Skymark Rock as a joke, considering how butthurt I am that I lost. I guess having Skymark in there as a lark is probably not the right play. Where is she? Seance. I will pop Seance in there because we don't have any other graveyard interaction. And it would be nice for Pelika Worm, it would be nice for Craterhoof. I mean, everything else it doesn't actually interact with or matter at all. Is there anything good in blue that we can do? Very well played last game, by the way. I didn't mean to detract from that. It's just, it was very textbook running right there, and we didn't generate like anything that really did much for us. I would have just soon not put anything else blue in. I mean, it's kind of fucked up that we only have blue in for, you know, rocks, even though it's one of the best cards. Think Twice is pretty good, so it's not terrible. But if I was going to put anything in, I would just put my Flicker from Cloud Shift. So just trying to think if there's anything worthwhile in here, and it's not really, nothing's really jumping out at me from blue. Anything. I mean, not really. Blue is a very specific color this year. There's not a whole fucking lot you can do with blue. Really. That gels better with Craterhoof. It's kind of just a Craterhoof deck. Not bad. Nothing world-shattering, but I think it's fun. I think it works well. I think it does things. That gives us more creatures. That gives us more options to surprise our opponents. And I actually, since I've been gone so long, I really do want to just get one more game in there, just to kind of see if the changes affect us in any way. The one thing is that with the Seance, you can get those Exalted guys out of the yard just for some interaction, whereas the 2 guys obviously don't have any play on that. We don't have the board wipe. We ditched the board wipe because we had absolutely no graveyard interaction in favor of targeted removal, which is better in most situations, some situations, especially since we have small dudes that we need to protect and things like that. I actually do really enjoy this hand. I wish I went first, but considering the strength of the hand, we can't really worry about that. We're not going to get this guy out turn 2, though. That would be a small miracle. That's what I thought. That is a really nice draw, though. The fact that we have like a straight played Rockspore Monk on turn 3 is stupid, and hopefully our opponent appreciates it for what it is. Creature counters up, which fucking sucks. Oh, God. You know, at least I didn't really sing the praises of the fact that we weren't playing against just another counter full deck with the last one, but the mono black removal suite filled beauty that I did play against is very reminiscent of the kind of decks that I love the most. You guys know I'm a mono black player. I love mono black, and so it was really awesome seeing that. Was it Deuce or Dex or something like that? Really sweet deck. I personally enjoyed it a lot. We're going to play War Monk because it is a fucking huge dude, and it is going to make this guy Frownington Brown. I would love to draw a mana so that I don't look like a chode next turn, but we will have to see about that. I don't want to have to tap everything down to think twice. Even though I don't have anything to do, he doesn't need to know that. Okay. I mean, I'm still in the driver's seat here. Come at me. Fuck. Angelic Edict's pretty good there. Okay, so that is good. That was good for us. Angelic Edict, the 3/4, because it's not coming back from that. It's not coming back from the X. Well, whoa. No. There are some things. It's always kind of a bummer because I haven't seen anything like that, but there are some pretty sweet things that can fuck with the from being exiled and stuff like that. Oh, so we're up against this boring deck. I'm not too worried. I don't like that. I mean, that's getting Angelic Edict instead of the 3/2. That's still a real fucking bummer. Hmm. 16. This is pretty classic play for us. It's called the Rafik play, and it goes a little something like this. Potential to gain 8 here. We didn't. In case you guys are wondering, Seance isn't terrible with Rafik out there because that is a game winner depending on if your opponent's paying attention or not. Especially, well, not really. We could get some more Exalted guys out there, which would be pretty awesome too, because then they could double block a lot of these bastards, which would be neat. I don't have enough white mana for that though, so. If I drew 1 planes, I could play them both, and I would, because I would also have this Think Twice open. 1 more planes would make me super fucking happy. All the people realizing Ulcerate's a good card is discouraging. Since I said that when the game came out, and everyone ignored me. That is a fucking shame. I take 7, which is bad. What's the story on that 5/5? How big can it get? How fast? One less for each creature card in your graveyard. 2. So it's what? 7? Okay, so I don't have to quite worry about that yet. But I should worry about it. Angelic Edict, the guy with recursion. We're gonna take 5 here. Two turns off. Shit. This has the potential to go really badly. Because he might be able to just monstrous this. I've got a lot riding on being able to time this seance well. Okay. I'm alright with that for reasons. Right about now I'm wishing for that board wipe. 2 dudes would be kind of nice. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Seance does nothing for me this turn, so I have to play these guys. Oh, I hate that play. Why'd I do that? Because we gotta get our balls out here, you guys. I mean, we gotta do something because we're gonna get overwhelmed. I don't have the ability to deal with that just now. It's kind of a problem. Because I really need to damage this guy. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but I really need to kill him before he kills me. That's my plan right now. One, 2, 3, 4, 6. Fuck. Fuck, man. I wouldn't hate Pelican Worm here. Oh. Sigil's Blessing is a good draw because I might be able to do something with those. He can finally monstrous these 5/5s though. Just lost. Just lost the game. Because I can't jump up and kill that, that's for sure. That sucked. That really sucked. Well, what are you gonna do? Not much. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll be back Monday with more shenanigans, and I hope to see you then.